Good evening and welcome to the 2022 Councilmember for a Day Showcase. Once again, our students rose to the challenge and created exceptional videos on a public policy issue they care about and ways we engage our local government and the community to help address it. I created the Councilmember for a Day Challenge in 2016 to help engage our youth to write about issues they care about and connect with their local government to enact change. Last year, in partnership with our Montgomery County Public Schools, Montgomery College, and our friends from Apple, we enhanced the Councilmember for a Day Challenge to include voices, virtual, online, innovative, and civically engaged storytelling experiences. It's a free, after-school, digital storytelling program for all MCPS students in grades 8 through 12. Participants were provided with a loaner iPad and mentored by an instructor as they learned to create a short video highlighting a public policy issue important to them. This program combines civic engagement and digital journalism, in which students learned camera angles, editing skills, and how to tell an engaging story. I'm excited to show you the culminating projects our students have submitted and to announce the winning team and video. First, let me announce our honorable mentions. Our first one goes to Rhea Karup from Cabin John Middle School with her compelling story, Students Learning Differently.
Hi, my name is Rhea. I'm an 8th grader at Cabin John, and today I'm going to tell you about my story and how I didn't get the right resources for my learning disability in elementary school. And this is my story. In elementary school, my teacher got mad at me for not being able to spell the word cat. The school thought I was okay and I didn't need to get evaluated, but my parents thought otherwise, and they figured out that I had ADHD, dyslexia, and dysgraphia. From that point on, I got an IEP. However, my IEP did not focus on my dyslexia. It focused more on my ADHD. My IEP was then exited, so my parents thought it would be a good idea to put me into a private school. Students with learning disabilities suffer from low expectations, lack of understanding, which leads to repeating a grade, suspension, and dropping out of high school. In fact, 18% of students with learning disabilities drop out. I want MCPS to listen to parents when they have concerns about their children and create a trustworthy environment to display problems and provide early evaluations when there is an issue, giving the students the right amount of support that focuses on the right diagnosis. Not everybody is in the financial means to send their kids to private schools or tutoring. So MCPS, increase your special education budget to train your teachers for different learners. Hopefully, by telling you my story, MCPS will take the proper action to identifying learning disabilities in the early stage of elementary school. Although everybody learns different, everybody can learn.
Thank you, Rhea, for sharing your personal story and helping others with your thoughtful ideas on how to best serve our students with differing learning abilities. Our next video, Car Safety, created by Preston Sheetwood and Sean Molekel from Quince Orchard High School, does a great job researching how we can avoid crashes and ways to enhance our safety behind the wheel.
My name is Preston Sheetwood, and this is our Councilmember for a Day project. We will be talking to you about car safety and how you can stay safe and avoid crashes and minor fender benders. In this video, you will see interesting statistics as well as an interview from the head of security at Quince Orchard High School. Some interesting things we found while researching included that studies have shown that speed cameras have reduced the likelihood of a driver exceeding the speed limit by more than 10 miles per hour by 59%. This is according to IIHS. Additionally, in recent years, Maryland's work zone camera ticket revenues have dropped 44.5% according to AAA Mid-Atlantic, indicating that motorists seem to be getting the message and adjusting their driving behaviors accordingly, which is really, really important. And this needs to continue for the safety of everybody, students, citizens, adults, anyone. From the fiscal year 2013 to FY16, work zone speed cameras tagged more than 1.3 million people for speeding, bringing in approximately $54 million in revenue to the state through fines. So not only is it teaching people that speeding is bad and it will cost you money, but it is a really good source of revenue for the government, and it can help different projects.
Speed safety cameras have shown to be effective in reducing crashes as well as pedestrian-related injuries. Most importantly, communities that use speed safety cameras consistently report safer roads around their schools. According to the IIHS.org, speed cameras in Montgomery County resulted in a 19% reduction in the likelihood that a crash would involve a fatality or an incapacitating injury.
So if we can reduce the amount of people on their phones each and every morning, as well as bring speed cameras closer to the school, we could do a lot to increase safety and protect the students of this county, which is one of the most important things the county council can do to help. Again, I thank you for your time. I'm Preston Cheatwood. Sean Maliekel was here with me, and we thank you for watching.
Thank you, Preston and Sean, for looking into ways we can all be safe drivers. Our third video takes on an important issue our county government has been working on: affordable housing. It's something, in fact, that this region and this nation is focused on as well. Here is "The Housing System Fails Those Who Need It Most" by Azar Mahari and Axel Enriquez from Montgomery Blair High School.
Lower-income households have a harder time in getting affordable housing, with more than 1/3 of their income going towards paying rent, whereas those with higher income tend to have more options with their bigger budgets.
A voucher is a form of government assistance that is provided to people who can't afford rent by themselves.
Just like anything else, just like an education system needs improvement.
Yeah.
Buying a program needs improvement too, but
Yeah,
it's not going to happen overnight.
I agree.
You know, it's got to be patient. It'll happen when it happens, and when it happens, you'll be happy. When it doesn't, you're not very happy. You know, I've lived with mice, mold, and roaches in the program I'm in. I find that unacceptable, because just because I'm in a program doesn't mean I have to live that way.
You know, housing that's affordable to low and moderate income households is that their cost burden, which means that they're spending more than 30% of their income on housing costs. And we know that in Montgomery County, almost 50% of renters are cost burden, which I think speaks to the fact that housing is just so expensive here. That can help, increase the number of affordable housing. They can increase, through the budget process, increase the amount of dedicated money to affordable housing. They can, approve master plans that help build more housing.
As a Montgomery County resident, you can express your thoughts and feelings and needs to your local representatives, and we will list them right here.
Inspiring message on the difficulty residents have in obtaining affordable housing. Thank you, Asser and Axel, for telling this truly important story. The next video shares a creative idea in enhancing the student voice in local government. Here is "The Seat Outside the Classroom" by Sophia Waldeb and Emma Laviolette from Blair High School.
The County Council does so much for our schools, like Bill 219, which ensures the water we drink at school is safe, or how the council allocates nearly half of its budget to our public schools.
As students, our lives are greatly affected by the County Council, so we should give say.
That's why we need to add a student seat to the county council, called the student representative for the county council.
Leadership is so important for students. Some incentives to get students involved could be SSL hours and/or a scholarship.
I think students should go for leadership positions because it's important to represent your community, your culture, whatever it is that you're coming from. It's something that's going to bring a new perspective. And encouraging everybody to take up leadership positions means that you're encouraging diverse, productive, seats at the table.
The council can choose a student using an application-based process, or students could vote for the representative. Students can apply during their junior year and serve during their senior year.
Having a young person's perspective is important when tackling issues outside of education, because so many issues impact everyone, not just people old enough to run for county council. It also gives the county council insight from someone who's being impacted by their contributions to the education system. In addition, the seat's availability to students countywide will ensure that the system is responsive to all students.
To work closely with students and make sure that they're hearing their needs and opinions, the student representative can conduct school visits. This would be an effective conduit of information because students are more willing to share with someone they relate to. Adding a student leader to the county council is not only important because the council is affecting students in the present, but because the students are the future.
Great video, Sophia and Emma. I really appreciate your desire to have the student voice heard in all levels of local government. Sounds like an election's underway. Next up is a video that delves into the importance of increasing women representation in government. Thank you, Ash Taylor and Amber Tien from Montgomery Blair High School for submitting Representation Knows No Bounds.
I think the more women we have in office, the better America will be. Women will focus on grassroots and family needs. They run to solve problems and to make government work for their constituents. And I think that is something that often separates some women from some male politicians.
We want to highlight the work that the Maryland Commission for Women does with the Maryland state government and why it is so important to our ever-evolving society.
The percentage of women in the United States is 51%. However, the percentage of women in statewide executive offices is only 31%.
This is why the mission of the Maryland Commission of Women to advance solutions and to expand social, political, and economic opportunities for all women is so important.
When women are in office, they are more collaborative. They represent an incredibly important point of view that is not represented if they're not there.
Now you ask, how will we make that change exactly? Well, as Cecily Basker, former mayor of Chevy Chase, Maryland, says,
good way to get more women involved in government, particularly if trying to figure out how to increase the number of women in elected offices. Local government is a good way to start because the barriers to entry are relatively low.
Take part in your local and state government, write to your council members and state delegates, and please run for office.
This is why we are thankful for the legislative work the Commission does with our state and local government, so that we can challenge and surpass all of the barriers holding women in politics back today.
We hope what we have shared today inspires young women and girls everywhere to share their thoughts and opinions because we were all created equal and should all have an equal voice. We hope to see you on the next ballot making positive changes for women everywhere.
Don't worry if you are not old enough or are unable to run. You can still make a positive change by supporting your local female politician's campaign.
Our last honorable mention talks about the importance of social media in our lives and how we need to understand the dangers of misinformation being posted. Certainly timely with the discussion around Twitter. Thank you, Ayush Bhavsar from Quince Orchard High School.
Did you know? The average person spends 2.5 hours every single day on social media. These include apps such as TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and many more. See, the problem with these apps is that news which is false and is full of lies will often become more popular than the truth. This leads to a lot of problems. One big problem is voter confusion. In fact, in 2016 after the election, 64% of people didn't even know what they could believe. It also leads to big disbelief in COVID-19 and somehow a belief that our earth is flat. And we've seen its deep influence within our society. It's led to mass rioting in our country. In fact, as we all know, on January 6th, rioters rioted our capital and took it over. It's also led to many preventable deaths due to COVID-19. If people had the right information, they could have protected themselves. So what can our county do to prevent social misinformation? One big thing is promoting education for students to learn about misinformation from a young age so that they can detect it as they grow up. Another thing they can do is run campaigns on social media to promote the truth. And most importantly, we need to punish those who are creating this misinformation. One big way that we can do this is by fines, cracking down on small information, and making sure people are held accountable for it. Arrests. By arresting people who have done multiple offenses, we can prevent this issue, and this will lead to a better America. Thank you for your attention.
And now, it's time to announce this year's winner for the Councilmember for the Day Challenge. Our winner is Malaika Wandi from Blair High School for her thought-provoking and inspirational message on the impact that the lack of affordable housing has on our community.
Hi, my name is Malaika Wandi, a 10th grader at Montgomery Blair High School and a resident of Montgomery County, Maryland. Here behind me is where I have resided since I was 9 months old. Primarily, the reason being wanting to stay in our wonderful school district. You're probably thinking, wow, what a stable living position, wanting to age in place. Well, there's a little more to it. Here's a house that I would love to live in. Just enough for me and my mom. Hopefully a few more. Though due to the rising in housing prices and inflation, it's difficult for families to afford.
Even military families like mine, it's hard to become a first-time homebuyer.
The houses behind me are close to $1 million for purchase, which is normal for this area. Though, for a middle-class family looking to move out of renting, these prices can make it extremely difficult to afford.
Especially when the average wage in the U.S. does not rise the same rate as housing prices do.
This next clip will express some voices of Montgomery County residents and their view on affordable housing.
You know, back in the day, people bought one home and they stayed with it their entire life.
Yeah.
And now you have what they call starter homes, and then you have sort of the second home, the larger home that people move into. A lot of the housing market's focused on those second homes that people buy, and those starter homes, they're not building them anymore.
Within this area of Montgomery County are really good schools.
These issues for my neighbors are not easy to hear, and while there are programs for affordable housing such as HOC and other nonprofit organizations, the rise in prices of the housing market affects people all over the county and state. A solution to this matter is to expand affordable housing and ownership programs in Montgomery County. Although I'm just a teen, I know that our voices make a difference. I'm just one person, you are just one person, and all it takes is one step, day by day, to make a change. I'm Malaika Wandi, signing off for now.
Congratulations, Malaika. I look forward to having you come to the County Council and sit on the dais with me and my fellow council members as our honorary council member for a day. You're going to get a great proclamation, and we'll be sharing your video at the start of our council session. We'll also be making sure that we're broadcasting it all around so people see the great work that you've put forth. Thanks to all of our talented and creative students for submitting such innovative and thoughtful videos. Your stories show how your commitment and passion for all these important issues are shining, and I hope that you'll continue to advocate for change. It truly is something to stand up for what you believe in, but then also make sure that people know why it's important to you. I really want to say thank you to all the students who participated this year. I want to thank all of the instructors who are truly the heart of this program, who continue to provide the mentorship and guidance to our students, and make sure that you're allowing them to create such amazing videos. I really want to thank all of our partners at Montgomery County Public Schools and our partners at Apple for once again being such great and instrumental leaders in our community. And I really was truly impressed by the videos this year, each one that told a very important story, something that's current, and something that has huge impacts on our community. Please keep that passion going. Remember, your voice matters. People want to hear what you have to say. And guess what? We all are better for it in the end. Have a good evening, everyone. Take care, and God bless.